Hello and welcome to another update video on Ethereum. The Ethereum chart continues to grind higher here at the moment. We are currently in this potential fifth wave to the upside, and the price has now reached the Tuesday, 13th of May high. I'm not gonna talk about the bigger picture in this video. We just want to focus on the shorter time frame. And yeah, for now, the uptrend remains intact. You might remember from yesterday's video, if you're new to the channel, you don't, but what we had on this chart was a so-called 1-2 setup. That is a bullish setup where the price rallied from the Sunday low not a 5-wave move, right? But the context allowed us to identify a possible 1-2 setup. From an Elliott wave point of view, or in Elliott wave language, this is typically a setup or a, let's say this is a structure that allows us to understand the trend might continue to go higher. So we had a support area here in the same way that I've got a support area here as well. But sometimes these are just not tested, especially if the market is, let's say, directly bullish. For example, here it looks a little bit like we're now in a third wave and we completed the A wave of the third wave. Now it's forming a flat correction in the B wave of the third wave. And we might then take the direct path higher in a C wave of the third wave, yeah? And then get another 4-5 pattern. But you know, it might take the pathway higher here as shown, and the B wave might never reach the support zone. The main takeaway is that support zones are not targets, but as long as they are holding, the overall uptrend remains intact. That if we touch and dip into support, obviously the reward to risk ratio is even better. But anyway, bottom line is the trend isn't broken. We're still in this local uptrend. And I think I shared it yesterday in one of my written updates that the third wave here, sorry, not the third wave, the fifth wave here should probably take us to round about $3,000, yeah? I'm looking at the area here between the 178.6 extension and the 200% Fibonacci extension. So these are relevant levels, relevant areas, relevant targets above. Why am I tracking an ABC structure in the third wave? It is quite simple, because the wave 1 is seen as a 3-wave move. And so this is likely a so-called ending diagonal pattern that is currently unfolding there in circle wave 5. And these ending diagonal patterns, they are 5-wave movements, but the subwaves are corrective. So you might ask now, is the white scenario still valid, which is the bearish one, short-term bearish at least, in which we have topped already in a larger rally from the April low. And this here is just consolidation. But, I cannot confirm the top, right? It's still valid. B waves sometimes overshoot. But yeah, it's still valid, but it is not a scenario I am necessarily focusing on too much, not as long as we're holding all support levels, right? So the first indication that some kind of a top has indeed formed is a break below Fibonacci support at $2,500, followed by a break below the 2,446 level, followed, and that's an important signal, with a break by a break below 2,319. As long as we are not even breaking below upper micro support, the focus is on higher, and we continue to watch the next resistances. There is some confluence here around 2,910 to 2,920, and then the $3,000 area. Yeah, that's the update on Ethereum. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.